What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with my Majespecter Archetype video. I'll be taking a look at this full wind attributed spellcaster type archetype. There's also a pendulum based archetype as well. It's one of the unique pendulum archetypes as they do not have any pendulum effects, but they do have their corresponding monster effects, which is a great corresponding monster effect of they cannot be destroyed or targeted by your opponent's card effects. Each of these monsters do have their own references to a lot of Japanese lore and Eastern Asian lore of the particular monster that they are based off of. The term Majespecter is a reference to majestic specters. It's also a case to their magics and their abilities that they have as their corresponding creature. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about the first Majespecter monster, and that is Majespecter Raccoon Babuku. This level 3 monster with an attack of 1200 and a defense of 900 with a scale of 5. Its effect is when this card is no more social summoned, you can target one Majespecter monster in your deck and add it to your hand. You'll use this effect of Majespecter Raccoon Babuku once per turn. So this monster is based off of the Tanuki. And if you're familiar with Animal Crossing, you're familiar with Timmy, Tommy, and Tom Nook, who are also based off of the Tanuki. They have the ability to change objects into other objects and then sell them off, gaining wealth from that. The magic does wear off, and of course it appears something else, but by the time that happens, they are long gone. The crazy thing about the Majespecter Babuku is that they also said of legend that these monsters have the ability to appear as dogs and have the ability to multiply themselves and then be able to be sold off by their master and then give their master wealth. And in exchange for their rescue or just being a savior or their master. So this monster's artwork appears in the artworks of Majesty's Pegasus, the trap card Majespecter Tornado, and its color orange appears in the trap card Super Cell. So we move on to the next monster. It is Majespecter Cat Nekomata. Attack of 100, defense of 1800, and a pendulum scale of 2. This monster effect is when it's no more social summon. You can add one Majespecter card from your deck to your hand during the end phase of the turn. During the end phase of that turn. So Majespecter Cat Nekomata is based off of a cat. And the crazy thing about Nekomata is that they have the ability to shapeshift into other creatures or mainly people, and try to just fit in. Because sometimes it can be very lonely. The other thing about these creatures is that, of course, they are based off of cats. And I'm not just talking regular cats, I'm talking wild cats as well. So lions and tigers and cheetahs and all of those creatures are what this monster can appear to be as well. So this monster's artwork appears in the cards of Majesty's Pegasus and Majespecter Storm, and of course it appears in the trap card. Its color appears in the trap card, Majespecter Supercell. Next, we move on to one of my favorites, the Majespecter Fox Kyubi. With 1800 attack, 1000 defense, and a pendulum scale of 2. This monster's effect is when it's no more social summon, you can add one Majespecter trap card from your deck to your hand. You'll use this effect of Majespecter Fox Kyubi once per turn. So Kyubi is based off of the fox. And trust me, the lore of the fox in a lot of games, a lot of anime, a lot of manga is strong. The one thing that they do have the gimmick of is transformation, transforming themselves into beautiful women, transforming themselves into handsome men, transforming themselves into other creatures. The whole magic behind that is just, of course, happens to do with longevity, them trying to prosper happiness, or in some evil sense, there are some who steal the souls of people, which is very, very unfortunate. But the Kyubi itself appears in the artworks of Majesty's Pegasus, Majespecter Cyclone in its color yellow appears in Majespecter Supercell. Next up is the Majespecter Crow Yata. 1000 attack, 1500 defense, and a pendulum scale of 5. This monster, when it's no more social summon, can add one Majespecter spell card from your deck to your hand, and you'll use the effect of Majespecter Crow Yata once per turn. So this monster, unfortunately, has a lot of entendres. It does not add up for it. The monster that's supposed to be based off of is a crow, but in lore, the Yata can also be referenced to the raven. The ravens are known for being very, very dark, and they also unfortunately have the sense of being the sign of something tragic to occur to a person. They also, sadly enough, this monster, sadly enough, is in the color of purple, and purple in Japanese lore, or most Asian lore, means darkness or death. Sadly enough, or just evil in general. And sadly enough, I think it's not a lot of things going on for this monster. The only good positive thing I can honestly say is that the crow is actually supposed to be a sense of rejuvenation and spirituality, which you can see in some cases, like monsters like, funny enough, Sailor Mars, Reihino, has crows, 2 of them exactly, and, she feeds these crows every day, but the factor of they're supposed to be a reference to, spirituality in her being a priestess. So, this monster, of course, will appear in the artworks of Majespecter Pegasus. Majesty's Pegasus, I'm going to keep calling that. Majespecter Tempest, in the color purple that represents it, is in the artwork of Majespecter Supercell. We go on to the next Majespecter monster, not the last. This is Majespecter Ogama. Well, Majespecter Toad Ogama. 1300 attack, 500 defense, and a scale of 5. This monster's effect is when it's normal system, you can set one Majespecter spell or trap directly from your deck to the field, but you cannot activate it that turn. And we use the effect of Majespecter Toad Ogama once per turn. So this thing is just known for being the huge toad. The huge toad in its folklore is known for rescuing people from death, mainly warriors. We've only really seen something like that ever occur in Naruto, where Gamabunta, him and Jiraiya's toad summons, ended up saving him from danger, because he was literally falling from a giant cliff. Other than that, their lord is just the giant toads. Very ugly giant toads, to be more precise, and they exist. This monster's color of green will appear in the artwork of Majespecter Supercell. It appears in the spell card Majespecter Sonics. And then we have the last monster to talk about, and that is the Majespecter Unicorn Kirin. This is the highest level Majespecter monster. The only tribute monster for this archetype, too, with a level of 6. 2000 attack and defense, and a pendulum scale of 2. This monster effect is during either player's turn. You can target one pendulum monster in your monster zone and one monster your opponent controls, and return those cards to hand. You can only use the effect of Majespecter Kirin once per turn. So this monster is in the form of it has multiple colors attached to it, but it's supposed to basically be white. The Kirin itself is known in 2 things. It's in a lot of things. It's supposed to be a Pegasus. It's supposed to be a horse. It also can appear as a dragon-like creature. And funny enough, it's also supposed to appear as a unicorn, and unicorns are known for being able to heal people when they're poisoned or when they're affected by nasty effects that were not caused normally. The thing about the unicorn itself is that it's a very majestic creature. The Pegasus that it's supposed to be based off of course, is a very heroic horse with wings that is sent from the gods to protect whoever is deemed fit to ride it. Which is also funny enough, because then we look at Hercules, because Hercules also has his Pegasus, and that Pegasus can easily be quoted as a flying unicorn. But this monster appears in the artworks of Majesty's Pegasus, and in the trap card, Majespecter Gust. Next up is we're going to be looking at all of the spells and trap cards for this monster, with also I'm sorry. Before I go on any further, I do also want to paint you to another artwork that features Majespecter Kirin, and that is a Magister Paladin, the Ascending Draco Slayer. I won't be talking about the Draco Slayers for a minute, but yeah, this also appears in that card's artwork as well. So we're going to take a look at all the spells and trap cards. And start off with the one spell card that does not pay name reference to the Majespecters, but its effects does. So this is Majesty's Pegasus. I've been talking about this for the video. This spell card, this field spell's effect is that all Majespecter monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. You contribute one wind spellcaster type monster to summon one level 4 or lower Majespecter monster from your deck. You only use this effect of Majesty's Pegasus once per turn. So the cards that appear in this card's artwork are Kirin, Yata, Kyubi, Negamata, and Bumbuku. So they're apparently trying to special summon or bring to the field the Pegasus, which is Kirin, to help them in battle. This is obviously one of the cute artworks that these monsters have, but it also contains to their ability to special summon stuff, their ability to bring stuff to the board, and I think also even though they're pigeonhole effects, but Kirin kind of hit the mark because he's level 6, and none of them reach outside of the scale of 6. Next up is the other spells. We're going to hit with Majespecter Storm. Its effect is you tribute one wind spellcaster type monster, target one monster your opponent controls, and shuffle it back into the deck. Next is Majespecter Sonics. You target one Majespecter monster you control until the end of the turn. Its attack and defense are double, but it becomes the original, is based off the original attack of the monster. And any amount of damage that is inflicted to your opponent will be cut in half. Then we have this other quick play spell, Majespecter Cyclone. Tribute one spellcaster when attributed monster to target one monster your opponent controls and banish and destroy it. Then we have the trap cards. We have Majespecter Gust. Target one Majespecter card in your opponent's zone, special summoning. We have Majespecter Tornado. Tribute one wind spellcaster type monster. Then target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. We have the continuous spell card, Majespecter Supercell. If you have a Majespecter card in your pigeonhole zone, the activation and effects of other Majespecter cards on your side of the field cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can target 5 Majespecter cards in your graveyard, summon them back into your deck, and then draw one. Funny enough, the light color that appears here is the effects of all the Majespecters being able to summon Majespecter Unicorn Kirin. It's also depicted in the artwork of Majesty's Pegasus and having all the colors of the Majespecters here. Yata being purple, Gamma being green, or lightish green, Kyubi being yellow, Bumbuku being orange, and Negamata being the shade of blue-green. And then the last card, of course, is the Majespecter Tempest. Counter trap, tribute. When a monster would be special summoned, or a monster's effect is activated, you contribute a wind spellcaster type monster, negate the summon or the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So that's pretty much it for all of the Majespecters and all of the cards that correspond with the Majespecter archetype. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell for more videos to come. Thanks everybody for watching. And ACJ signing out. Take care.